Welcome to another video, guys. If you recognize the background, it's from my video on why you might not have a skate park in your area. And I'll put a link in the description to that video. But this video, as by the title, What Can I Skate, is going to be about things you guys can find around your neighborhood to skate, and two, the only things I can skate. For one, I live on an island. I'm surrounded by water, and it is expensive to go off island to even find a skate park because there is not one where I live. So let's get into it. So number one, the first thing that you can find to skate is any kind of curb. Because it's, in my opinion, it's one of the first steps in progression to being able to jump down stuff, ollie down stuff, ollie up stuff. I'm not in the best shape for this, but in my opinion, that is one of the first things you should try to at least progress up to. The very first thing I would say is flat ground. Flat ground is the starting point for anyone who is learning to skateboard. Either if it's trying to learn how to kickflip or trying to learn how to ollie or pop shove it. But all it takes is just noticing your surroundings to figure out what you can use for progression in skateboarding. The next thing I would say that would be the next best thing to practice your grinds and your board slides first are parking blocks. And you got to find the right parking blocks. Some parking blocks don't slide, and you also got to be careful because some parking blocks, the bolt inside of them, or the rebar, will block you from going through it or going over it. So in my opinion, the next best thing after getting used to only up and down a curb and just skating a bunch of flat ground is to go to a parking block. Now the next thing that I would consider something to progress further into your skating ability, especially street. This is all, forgot to mention this at the beginning. This is all for street, anything that you don't have a park to go to or have easy access to it. This is all for stuff you can find around your town and skate. And this is the next one, a ledge type sidewalk thing into like a flat ground area or a parking lot. Something that you can ollie up onto and then get the feeling of dropping off immediately like you would on a mani pad. A mani pad type object. Anything of this sort is crucial for learning how to ollie up into manuals. Other than using a regular ollieing up into a curb or something like that. The next most crucial thing I would say for progressing in street is skating stairs. But it's also getting comfortable skating stairs, so that's why I'm showing you this example where you have your stairs You do have an area to go straight back onto concrete and keep riding away, but the important part of this area is you can ollie out of the stairs into the grass. That way you have a comfort zone. And the thing I like about these stairs is they're wide. So you can start from the first stair, the second stair, and then finish off on the third stair, which is the top deck here. And after you get comfortable with everything else, you can start out going to stairs. At least in my opinion, it would be best to get comfortable flat ground, comfortable up and down curbs, comfortable going up and over manual pads before you even try and start getting onto stairs. And last but not least, street gaps. Any kind of gap that is in the streets, like these speed stoppers for like bikes and stuff. Let's go around. And street gaps don't always have to be for ollieing over. Some street gaps, at least in my consideration, are manuals too. Like this up here, the crosswalk. A street gap is anything that would be considered a gap that you can find in the streets. Like sewer grates, pretty much anything. A grass patch in between sidewalks, that can be considered a street gap too. But you got to be careful where you find your street gaps and all the areas that you skateboard at. I got to be careful, especially because of where I live on this island, of course. Everyone knows me and everyone knows my parents because I graduated here. So I have to be extra careful, and I can't skate any of the businesses around here. None of them. So because of that, my progression is slower than most people's, in my opinion. I don't have a skate park to practice grinds on ledges, board slides, none of that stuff. This is all I got, right here. This is all I ever have to skateboard. Another example with a street gap is the perils of street skating, hitting rocks and other kinds of cracks. Okay, back to what I was saying. Another example of a street gap is the clip I showed at the very beginning of this. That's a street gap, just like, it's pretty much the same as this right here. A grass patch in between two pieces of concrete. Ollie over it. Now that's a street gap. Now that's 5. I'm gonna give you guys one bonus one. Going up on the bonus spot that you guys can find, it might not be as accessible or the same thing as some of you guys can find, because where I live is a tourist island. So all I have are tourists. But this is the national monument for where I live. But this right here, it's called butter bench. It's a plastic type of wood used for making tables and benches and stuff like that. So if you can find butter bench in your area, it's called butter bench because it just moves like butter. I'm not gonna skate these because they're still open. So I'd get yelled at, cops called on me. I don't need that fucking hassle. So, sadly to say, I am not going to skate this right now. And the problem is with my skating is this is actually the only time of year I can actually skate because the island is filled with tourists. And because the island is filled with tourists, I can't skate anywhere during the summer. And it's too expensive to go off island. To go off of this island to the mainland to find a skate park by the ferry, which takes you and your car over, is around 60 bucks round trip. To go over during the winter to find indoor skate parks, I'm gonna go somewhere else and explain this. Okay, back to where it's at least somewhat quieter. Let me get into the main reason I wanted to make this video, at least personally for me, and for even some people who might have somewhat same situation as me. That right there, from the corner of the street down there to the corner there, all the way over to the corner on the other side over there to that corner. That is all the more skating or skatable places, and it's only on the street. Those are the only places I can skate on this island. Other than that, there's no other places for me to skate except for the basketball court at the school. That's it. And I just lost my board to the fucking lake. I was riding, you guys could see the little crack right here. It follows all the way down. I was riding up to get to a quieter spot to finish this out. I got stuck in the crack and the board went flying into the lake. So that board's probably done. But either way, I hope you guys got something out of this video. What day is it? It's the 28th of October. This I'm gonna try to get up this Thursday, and hope it comes out okay. And I hope you guys like it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share it. My important key is for you guys to share it so that other people can see what this is, what they can find to skate if they want to even get into skating. So I'd appreciate a like, a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Deuces.